When it's just the two of you, he looks at you as if you're the eighth wonder of the world. He kisses your fingers, breathes in the scent of your hair and says, "How did I ever live without you before?" And in those moments, you believe him. You melt, you're ready to give him everything. But then you leave his apartment and your carriage turns back into a pumpkin. You become Cinderella again, someone no one even knows exists. His phone doesn't save your number under beloved. His friends have never seen your photos. His life is a private party to which you have no invitation. And you start to suffocate from this silence, from this double life. It's not just hurtful, it's a torture that slowly drop by drop kills the woman inside you. Your soul sounds the alarm, but you're afraid to admit it. Today we won't be making any diagnoses. I'll just tell you a few stories. Stories of women who sat across from me in this chair. And in one of them, I'm sure you'll recognize yourself. Hello, this is Alexander. I'm not just a psychologist, I'm more like a translator from male to female. And today we'll be translating the most difficult thing, his silence. Why does a man who swears he loves you hide you as if you're some kind of compromising evidence against him? Forget everything you've read in glossy magazines. The answers lie much deeper. In his fears, in his pain, and sometimes in his cynical calculation. I'll tell you 5 real stories, 5 destinies, 5 reasons why you still remain his biggest secret. Live through these stories with me, and I promise that by the end of this video, the fog in your mind will begin to clear. You'll understand what to do to step out of the shadows or to walk away from the one who keeps pushing you into them. The first story, Olga, and the harsh truth about another family. Olga came to see me for a consultation. Vibrant, beautiful, always laughing, but her eyes were lifeless. She had been dating a man for a year, a man she idolized. He was perfect, caring, generous. The only catch was that he never stayed the night at her place. There was always some reason. A sick mother, urgent work, an early flight. She believed him, because she wanted to believe. She pushed away bad thoughts, telling herself it was just women's intuition always ruining everything. And then she simply asked him to give her a ride to work in the morning. That was her first and last trip in his car. While he was getting gas, she opened the glove compartment looking for wet wipes and found a child's drawing. Clumsily in a child's hand it was written, "Dad, Mom, me," and there were 3 little people drawn under the sun. Olga told me that at that moment she didn't scream. She just stopped breathing. The world she had been building for a whole year collapsed in 3 seconds. She silently got out of the car, leaving the drawing on the seat. He didn't even realize right away what had happened. This is a story about the most ordinary and the most terrifying reason. He hides you because he already has the one he doesn't hide. And that's not you. If your man is a mystery man with his phone on Do Not Disturb mode, if his life is shrouded in secrecy, stop making excuses for him. Start looking for evidence. Not for him, for yourself, so you can find the strength to leave. You deserve to be the only one. They only hide him like a shameful secret. Story 2. Katerina, and the humiliating truth about the wrong kind of relationship. Katerina the Fire laughs loudly, gestures animatedly, and tells jokes so well that everyone is in tears from laughing. Her Marina loved that about her when it was just the two of them. He called her my hurricane, my element. One day, they were walking through the city center, and they ran into his very important friends with their wives. Porcelain dolls with perfect hair and bored eyes. And at that moment, her hurricane turned into a whisper. The hand that had just been holding hers tightly let go. He introduced her simply. "This is Katya. Not my beloved, not my girlfriend, just Katya." All evening, he kept glancing at her with, no, not love, irritation. He shushed her whenever she started laughing loudly. He said, "Come on, eat faster, they're waiting for us." She felt as if her bright, lively was being stuffed into a small gray box so she wouldn't ruin the decor. This is a story about a man who loves you, but he's embarrassed. To him, you're like an exotic dish he enjoys eating at home, but would never order in a respectable restaurant. You're not the right fit for his mother, for his friends, for his status. If you notice that he becomes a different person around others, if he seems ashamed of your spontaneity, that's a red flag. Don't try to change for him, don't break yourself. A person who truly loves you will be proud of your laughter, not try to silence you. Your goal is not to become convenient for him, but to find someone for whom your uniqueness is your greatest gem.
Story number 3. The woman's name is Marina, and the childish truth about the eternal escape. Marina was sure she had met the man of her dreams. He anticipated her wishes, brought her hot soup. When she was sick, he could talk to her for hours about anything in the world. He was there for her, always but only in the present. As soon as she tried to look into the future, an invisible glass wall would grow between them. She would say, "How about we go to the sea in the summer?" And he would reply, "Well, we still have to make it to summer." She suggested maybe we should get a cat. And he would joke, "I can't always take responsibility even for myself." He was the perfect man without a future. Every conversation about making plans together gave him an allergic reaction. He didn't hide her from his friends, he hid her from his own future life. Because in his worldview, that life simply didn't exist. He lived in the moment, and it was wonderful. But Marina wanted not just moments, she wanted a life. This is the story of a man who is terrified of serious relationships. He's not a traitor, not a liar. He's an eternal boy, a Peter Pan who is afraid to grow up. And you can spend years trying to become his mother, his therapist, his guide into adulthood. But the truth is, you can't make someone grow up if they don't want to themselves. If your man avoids any conversations about the future, if the word "we" a year from now sounds like a sentence to him, let him go. Let him fly and stay on the ground yourself to build your own home, with someone who doesn't run away but lays the foundation. Whose story resonated with you more just now? Olga, Katerina, or Marina? Don't stay silent. Write in the comments, just write the name. This will be your first step toward admitting the truth, and you'll see that you're not alone. Subscribe to the channel to hear more stories, and by looking in, you'll hear my most dangerous and most painful truth. And there are stories that are even scarier. The story of Anna, who lived like a princess in a golden cage. Expensive gifts, restaurants, a driver, and total control. He hid her away because his world was dangerous. And this care suffocated her, turning her life into a beautiful prison. She didn't know what he did for a living. She didn't know his friends. She only knew one thing, what she was not allowed to do. She wasn't allowed to post photos. She wasn't allowed to say where she was. She wasn't allowed to be free. And finally, the quietest and most destructive story, Lena's. She was his shoulder to cry on, his best friend. He would come to her after fights with his numerous lovers, bury his face in her lap and say, "Only you understand me." She healed his wounds, fed him dinners, stayed with him at night, and in the morning he would leave to once again pursue those who hurt him. He didn't hide her, he simply didn't consider her a woman. She was a convenient function, a backup airfield. And the scariest part is that she agreed to it herself. These two stories are about the extremes of a man who sees things in you. Either something precious that must be hidden or something convenient that can be used. And if you recognize yourself here, you don't just need to leave, you need to run. Save yourself, because what's at stake isn't just a relationship, it's your soul. How do you stop being convenient? How do you go from being a shoulder to cry on or a secret to becoming a woman worth fighting for? This is a huge internal journey. If you feel like you can't handle it on your own, that you're lost in these stories and roles, come for a consultation. Sometimes all it takes is one conversation to untangle the knot you've been winding for years. Link to the recording below the video. Stop being someone's shadow. It's time to become the light. Olga, Katerina, Marina, Annalena. There is real pain behind each of these names. and a real way out. All these women could do it. They came out of the shadows. Some broke off a bad relationship, others managed to convey their integrity to a man. The most important relationship in your life is the one you have with yourself. As soon as you stop hiding your true desires from yourself, as soon as you stop settling for less, the world around you will start to change. And a man will appear who won't want to hide you. He'll want to show you to the whole world and shout, "Look, she's mine, and I, the happiest person on earth." What pain sits deepest inside you right now? What are you even afraid to think about? Share in the comments. Let's turn this place into a place of strength where you can be honest. Like this video if these stories touched your heart. Share this video with a friend who needs to hear this right now.